So I want the ultimate selfie here today. So I hope you're all going to give me your thumbs up. I've got the wrong way around. When did all people do this? There we go. Guys, ready? How it works? He's the head of Ministry of Treasury, Mr. Sibo Sibisi, who's also here in front, because Treasury needs to hear our complaints, because Treasury is also part of the problem and part of the solution. So we're very happy to have Treasury here. Thank you for being here, HOM. I need you to help me. I'm trying my best. So I always make this excuse, but it's a relevant excuse. I was born in the Northwest Province. I lived for most of my life in the Free State. So I was taught Setswana and Sesotho, so my Zulu, I'm trying. So help me with this. Kuluma kankane lalela kakulu. We must listen less, we must talk less, we must listen more. Am I right? Government is great with talking. But we see the world over. People are tired of government talking. They want government to listen. That's what we're doing here today. A lot of things that you were said here today was very difficult for me to hear as the executive authority of this department. That's why you had to say it. Because I need to hear these things. How can I build KZN better, and how can us and this team build our department better if we don't hear these difficult things? Let me make a quick announcement to show we're listening. Ma'am, could you quickly stand, because you said a lot of things today. HOD, I'm giving an instruction that from now on, our meetings for the site meetings will be online and virtual from today. And that's something that should have happened. It's logical. Why have we not done this? But now you've spoken, we listen. Unfortunately, not all the things you said is so easy and quick to implement, but we've heard you, because these things need to change. The contractors are not people standing with begging bowls at the department. But I think that's how you were treated in the past. You are our equal partners. Because to build KZN better, I need builders. And you are the builders. We are the administrators, we are the politicians, we are the ones moving the money from one side to another one. You are the ones on site building our province better. You are our equal partners in this. And I thank you and I apologize for the years of suffering you've gone through in doing business with this department. The payment is the biggest issue. It's a fact. And I have not made friends even within colleagues in other government departments, because we've been fighting for that money, because we kept telling them, and I say this over and over again, a contractor that's not paid is a child that goes to bed hungry. I cannot accept that. So we're fighting with our client departments. We've released hundreds of millions of rands over the last 2 months. We are up to date. And we are now giving you our undertaking. We'll keep fighting with our client departments to make sure that the 30-day payment is honoured. Because the 30-day payment is not something nice. It's something that you owe money to demands of you. So if you must pay your debtors within 30 days, and we must do the same. And we will try our very, very best. There will be hiccups. No road is smooth. But we are doing everything in our power to stay within that 30-day period to you. And I know there's been a slowdown in contracts appearing. Please also be patient with us. Nationally, where's SARS? Is SARS still here? There was a little issue with that, so the budget wasn't approved. So there's been big delays across, because the province, we can't approve our budget until the national government hasn't approved theirs. Finally, it seems my colleagues nationally has had some agreement. Although my petrol tank today says it's maybe we're still paying a bit more, but that's how it works. But for 2025-2026, the infrastructure budget for the province is 1.265 billion rand of projects that will be advertised. For 26-27, it will be 1.466 billion, and for 27-28, 1.577 billion rand of projects that are going out, and we are going to build KZN better. There's a few things I quickly want to touch on before I get to some more of the direct things that you've raised. Sorry, my notes is not always great. There we go. I'm so happy to see so many women here and people with disabilities. Because that's not a tick box. That's not something that someone decided governments must now tick that box again. It matters in the lives of people. That's why we created the She Builds committee within my office to assist our women contractors, and that's why we're working very hard with people with disabilities, because we need to make sure that everybody gets an equal opportunity. And I heard some interesting things here today, and I agree, because you will know, and I want to touch on this, because I know some contractors were a bit concerned when I said that we will be blacklisting bad contractors. Bad contractor is not someone that didn't do the work because we didn't pay. That's not a bad contractor. A bad contractor is not someone who is late because of climate change, means now we get rains 6 months a year instead of 4 months a year. That's not a bad contractor. A bad contractor is someone that overpromises and underdelivers and gives us a bad project, a project to hand over. That's a bad contractor. We also have a role to play to make sure you are good contractors. And that's what we're going to do from now on, is work with you. And I agree. If there's good contractors, we should be encouraging those good contractors and giving them work. So that we can not only use the stick, but we should also use the carrot, and making sure that people get acknowledged for the good work they do. And the vast majority of contractors in our province are good, hard-working contractors that only want to serve the people of KZN. But I have a challenge, and that's why we ask these other people here as well from our sister organizations. We just do not have enough contractors on the higher grades. And why are we struggling to bring our contractors up? Where's the problem? So we have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and then it gets less and less and less. And then I have to start hiring companies from Gauteng to come do KZN work. I want to hire KZN companies to do KZN work. So if we are struggling with companies just not getting their grading up, then that's something we need to sit with all our partners with and the national partner and see how can we assist, and that's why we ask some of these other organizations to be here today. Because I want KZN to benefit from KZN's money. I'm elected to serve the people of KZN. And I say this with all due respect, I know we're one country, and I'm a Free State boy in birth, but I am here elected to represent the people of KwaZulu-Natal. Digitalization was also brought up by quite a few of you. And I can announce with pride that when I came in, I said, what's the digitalization program? It was a 6-year schedule. We've reduced that to 6 months. This department will be fully digitalized by the end of this year. Yes, we acknowledge there are people in some areas that might not be able to use it for digitalization, and of course we will assist them through a hybrid system. But already, all our contracts, even the smallest ones, are now online advertised, so you don't have to drive all the way to a regional office every day to go see what's on the bill. Because that's unacceptable. That costs you money. So that is now already done. The bidding process needs to be online, not only to be quick and easier, but what's the #1 way that we know there's corruption with the bidding processes? Documents or a page? It was missing, right? We all know that trick. That suddenly you just get a notice saying, oh, page 7 wasn't there, we've disqualified you. Okay. When it's digital, that's impossible. Nothing can go missing if it's digital. It's there. No one can make a page disappear. So it will help us with corruption, but also, especially our smaller contractors. How many times have your bid been disqualified because you missed one little box somewhere, you didn't tick that one box? Okay. Because there's a lot. But if it's electronic, you know how it works with these things. You try and go to page 7. It says, no, you can't go to page 7 because you haven't completed everything on page 6. So it will help you if we digitalize to make sure that everything is done as it should be done and that we minimize corruption in this department. Because here's the big truth. Not many people in this province were proud of their Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. That's the truth. Many things went wrong in this department. But we are working, and we still have problems. I'm not going to say that we are perfect, because I'm a bad politician, I'm terrible at lying. But we are improving. But we need you to help us improve by having these open conversations with us. Talk to us. We also want to create a whistleblowing line just for our contractors. So if there's members of our department, officials, that's doing wrong things, then we can know about it without you being penalized for it, or without you being victimized. Because we need to build a department that the people of KZN can be proud of. I often say this to people, I like sleeping. Sleeping is lekker. But if I do bad things, or I don't do my job, I can't sleep at night. I stay awake. So I'd rather make sure we do things right so that I can sleep at night, and then the people of KZN can sleep. I'm not going to address all the things that were raised, but we did ask all our MANCO members to stay behind, and if there's anything specific you need to raise with any of our MANCO members, please do so. But I want to touch on a couple of the quick things there. Regarding the SEM processes, yes, we can definitely improve. I don't think there's anything I will say today that I disagree with. And you can come and engage with the acting CFO on that. A lot of the things that were mentioned here, we're actually already implementing the improvements. And you will see that with our digitalization, with things being online. Also just want to say that fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not sure, SANDF doesn't fall under us, that falls under the National Department, but we're very happy to raise any issues with our sister department, the National Department. And I just want to raise this because I do sometimes see this confusion. National Public Works and Provincial Public Works are two totally separate departments. They're not our mother. We are sister departments. So we are responsible for everything in the province. They are responsible for national things. So police stations, SANDF, courthouses, those type of things that are national departments, they fall under the National Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. We deal with all the provincial government's infrastructure. So that is schools, hospitals, clinics, and the departments of the provincial government. That's what we deal with. I want to end up, because there's a lot for us to process here, and I'm so glad you were also honest with us. KZN is a province worth saving. And things are not going well in our province. That's the fact. The fact is that economically things are not going well for our province. We should be the richest province in the country. Because we are bigger and stronger than Gauteng. We have a harbour that they don't have. And we are cheaper and have nicer weather than my brothers and sisters in the Western Cape. We are east-facing, where the big economies now are. KZN do not get jobs. Then we're doing something wrong. So we really want to reboost and restart the construction industry. But we also want you to not be dependent on government. We want to create an economy where the private sector is building more. Because let's face it, it's better for you to do business with the private sector than government. We're not the most reliable partner, even though we're improving. But we want to help empower you so you can stand on your own two legs and don't have to wait for government to provide you with contracts. Because government is going to struggle financially and economically for many years. But we are doing what we can to work with you. But here's the important thing, and I spoke about this word in the beginning, partnership. Let's treat each other as equal partners. I'm a bit like that husband. I have many wives as Public Works because you're all my partners. But let's work together and build our province for our future. And that's what I last want to touch on. You can hear the rain falling outside. Colleagues, please empower yourself and work with us if we need to get you in touch with the right people in how to build for the changing climate. Our old ways of building is no longer working. Schools are being washed away, houses are being washed away, roads are being washed away, because we've been building the same way now for hundreds of years. We need to find better ways so that we make sure that with the climate changing, because this climate change is not something we fight over about on Twitter anymore. It's real. On the 28th of February this year, we've received all the rain we're supposed to receive for the whole year. And you can hear it's raining now. So we're going to get 4 or 5 times more. And our infrastructure and our buildings are just not able to cope with it. So please, because we're going to start putting our bids, and when we start putting our bids, very soon it's going to say, but we want alternative building methods. And if you haven't empowered yourself to be able to deliver that, then you're going to fall out again. And I don't want that. So let's start working now together, and I'm meeting with the tertiary institutions in our province as well. And how can we find alternative building methods that works for our province? Not only for eThekwini, because we tend to think just about eThekwini, but especially in our rural areas. With that, colleagues, I don't want to be accused of saying I'm here to listen and then I talk for an hour, so let me stop. But we've made note of everything here. Please come and engage with us directly. And I want to say thank you, because nothing that we've achieved in Public Works over the last year we could have done without you. And this today is only a success, not because of the work we did, but because of your contributions here today. So I thank you so, so much. And I look forward to us having many such engagements before. And I look forward to a time we all come to me and say you've been paid on time, and you are under time and in budget. That's what I want to hear from now on. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable MEC.
So I want the ultimate selfie here today. So I hope you're all going to give me your thumbs up. I've got the wrong way around. There we go.
Yeah.